Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. The standard view is that the path to the life well led is furthered by pleasure, material pleasure, a social life, entertainment of all sorts. Well, underconsidered is the life of self-denial, poverty, endless giving, expecting nothing in return, the only pleasure being in feeling virtuous. While such a life may evoke images of religious monks and nuns, it actually can be completely secular. Key to defending such a life is how we define the life well led. It works if you define it purely in terms of contribution. That is, the life well led is the extent to which you caused the world to be a better place than when you entered it. But this life of self-denial can work even if you define the life well led more conventionally. For example, the pursuit of happiness. As long as you define happiness not mainly by your own happiness, but by others, with yours only being a tiny part. Few people can affect the whole world. Indeed, most of us have a sphere of influence that is small and can be expanded only modestly. But the self-denier's goal must be to spend as many of their life's minutes in the service of world betterment. That usually does require considerable self-denial. Why? Because pursuing the material generally requires spending time on activities that an employer or customers know that you wouldn't do for free. That's why they have to pay you. And those activities are disproportionately those that are not maximally contributory. For example, most people, if they could cure cancer, would do it even if they were not paid. But they wouldn't sell some fungible widget, that is, some interchangeable widget. They wouldn't spend their lives sending out billing notices or trade bonds unless they were paid. If you live a life of minimal materialism, you can devote your time to activities that are likely to have greater positive impact on the world. And of course, almost no one has the potential to cure cancer. But the best we can do is to use our best natural abilities and acquired skills in the pursuit of something that will add to what could be described as gross world happiness, that, importantly, wouldn't occur if it weren't for your efforts. For example, intellectually gifted kids from working class backgrounds represent great unrealized potential. If your best skills are, say, in training, you might spend time developing an online training program for mentors of gifted kids. If you are a computer programmer, you might create software that matches mentors with protégés. If you are a sales type, you might lobby for funding for such activities. If you are a writer, you might write a grant proposal for it. If you're a bean counter type, you could do audits of related organizations to ensure the money was well spent. If you're an artist, you could create renderings that emotionally portray the power of such mentorships. If you're a research type, you might observe, interview, and assess mentor pairs to identify keys to a successful mentorship. If you were worried about making money, you probably couldn't afford to take a risk of pursuing those. If you were focused on pleasure, you probably could find more pleasurable, easier ways to work than the above, and you would eschew recreation. Every hour you spend watching a sitcom, playing a game, or zoning out is an hour you're not being maximally contributory. But if you accept the wisdom of living a life of self-denial, you would with vigor and without resistance or procrastination pursue such contributory activities as much as possible. Now, obviously, most people are not attracted to a life that's so centered around contribution that it requires major self-denial. But for that tiny percentage that would consider such a life, if not for the societal pressure to aim for selfish pleasure, perhaps this little talk provides a nudge. It can indeed feel like you're living wisely. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. And in any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.